Hello everyone, my name is Tung and my metric number is 147261. This video is about my individual oral presentation for the course LSP 404 Technical and Engineering English. For your information, I am from Group 254 and the topic of my presentation today is Online Teaching Adapting to the New Norm. Without further ado, let's dive into our discussion today. As the COVID-19 pandemic is hitting us hard, online teaching is evolving to be the new norm in our education system. During this pandemic, almost all the classes and lectures are carried out through online platforms such as Google Classroom, WebEx Meeting, and also Zoom Meeting. Undeniably, it did bring a lot of challenges to the teachers, lecturers, and educators out there in adapting themselves to this new teaching mode. The problems that arose could be technical issues, low teaching effectiveness, and poor access to infrastructures. First and foremost, let's look into challenges related with technical issues. In online teaching, it is unavoidable for teachers to familiarize themselves with the usage of various computer applications. For synchronous mode, of course, the educator himself must get used to the online teaching platform and the way of conducting online lectures. For instance, the educator needs to know how to annotate on the screen during an online class so that the lecture can be conveyed effectively. Besides, some lecturers might want to record their lecture sessions so that the students can rewatch it in the future. Although it seems fine for the lecturer in general, it is indeed quite troublesome, especially when the lecturer forgot to record the session before it begins. This situation did happen as I had personally experienced it a few times in the past online lecture sessions. Well, after much discussion on synchronous mode, how about asynchronous mode in online teaching? Are there any problems faced by the teachers? Of course, there are. To conduct an online class in asynchronous mode, the lecturers will need to learn some video editing skills on top of knowing the ways to record a lecture session. In fact, it might be difficult for some teachers who are not that good in using electronic devices such as computers. Besides technical issues, low teaching effectiveness is also one of the challenges faced by teachers in adapting to online teaching. The most obvious obstacle that is met by the educators would still be the difficulties in tracking the students' learning progress. In online classes, the teacher cannot make eye contact with his students. He cannot read and analyze his students' facial expressions. Due to that, the teacher cannot determine whether the students are following his lecture or not. Furthermore, demonstration is not easy to be done in an online class to enhance the students' understanding in certain topics, especially engineering subjects. Meanwhile, for some lecture sessions, students' engagement is poor. The lecturer could barely get a response from the students. Some students might even sleep during online classes. There are also some reported cases where there is no student attending the online class prepared by the teacher, leaving the teacher alone in the meeting room talking to the computer screen. It is really sad for the teacher who came across this awful situation. Before we proceed with the next point, let's have a storytelling session. Last week, my classmate and I had wasted around 40 minutes doing nothing in a meeting room set up by the lecturer for synchronous online class. What do you think that happened on that day? The lecturer was late? Well, I don't think so because the lecturer is a very dedicated person and is always punctual for every lesson. What actually happened that day was the lecturer had a poor internet connection. We couldn't hear what she was talking about as her voice is not clear at all. What we could do was simply wait for the lecturer to reconnect back with a better internet access. Now, why am I telling you this story? Well, it leads to our next point. Poor access to infrastructures will be a very big challenge for lecturers to teach online. Good infrastructures such as high-speed internet connection play a very important role in online teaching. Apart from that, there's another case where one of my lecturers couldn't send us his handwritten notes as he did not have a scanner at home. To solve that problem, he personally purchased a scanner to ensure that all his students can have his notes and learn in a more conducive way. In a nutshell, the main challenges faced by the teachers and lecturers in adapting to online teaching includes the presence of technical issues, low teaching effectiveness, and poor access to infrastructures. It is undeniable that the pandemic had indeed made a significant impact on our education system. It forces the teachers to have no choice but to change the teaching method from face-to-face to online. Nevertheless, the teachers are trying their best to adapt to the new norm of teaching. In fact, everyone is trying to adapt. Thus, please be considerate and be nice to everyone, including your teachers and lecturers. It is not easy for them either. This is part of life, and what we can do is to adapt. Thank you.